2024 was the year who a lot of migrants lost their life. 8,000. We work to discourage risky and illegal migration. Here is not home. People think that in the West everything is perfect. We educate people to know what they have to do before to travel. What we want from the diaspora, our brothers and sisters who are in diaspora, first is to communicate. They have to tell their brothers and sisters who are at home the reality of life here. I don't have any intention to blame government of the West. Stay in your country and resist against poverty. Stay in your country and resist against unemployment. Stay and resist against climate change. Sometimes we hear in radio that these countries have invested these thousands of millions of dollars in our country, but when you go to the ground, you not see nothing. We want cooperation between people and people, because government will pass, but people will remain.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Community Update. Today, we are diving into an issue that impacts millions of families around the world, the ongoing challenge of irregular and unsafe migration. With me in the studio tonight is Bright Fiaga, founder and president of the International Council for Immigration, Entrepreneurship and Employment, also known as CIEE International. It is an organization launched in West Africa to combat illegal migration, human trafficking, and migrant smuggling. Mr. Fiaga and his team are working hard to tackle the root causes of irregular migration by promoting legal pathways and supporting youth entrepreneurship in their home countries. He is currently in Nova Scotia as part of his speaking tour, and we are thrilled to have him here to share his important work with us. Mr. Fiaga, welcome to Community Update. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
When we started talking before the recording in the studio, you told me a little bit about how you struggle to communicate in English, but I think your English is good enough. Don't worry, we can go that way.
I think that Canadians, especially Nova Scotia people, and as your TV is can be watched wherever in the world.
That's right.
I think that English people will be kind of me because of my little English.
But you know, the other thing is that we speak French in Canada as well, but I know that is your own area of strength in communication.
Yes. I would like that this interview be in French, but it's a good experience to speak English.
Nice. Yeah. Mr. Fiaga, let's start with your personal and organizational background. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization, CIEE, I guess, International. So let's go with yourself first and then your organization.
Yeah, I'm Bright Fiaga. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm from West Africa, specifically in Togo. I can say that people know more about me as human rights defender and community development, but my professional is entrepreneurship. I'm especially in trade and building, especially in renovation. I will not focus in my professional activity because it's not about that I'm here, but I will focus in my social involvement. Since 12 years now, I started assisting people, teaching them how they can start a small business, a social enterprise. In 2017, I noticed that a lot of our people, it can be in Togo, in Ghana, or in Benin, they try to travel to West. It can be in Canada, Europe, or in US. But they are facing a lot of challenge with the agents. They can collect your money, and after they say that, you know, you don't need, you go to the embassy or consulate, you don't have your visa. After they will say that, you know, you don't need visa before you travel. You can help you pass by here, then you travel from Senegal, you can travel from Libya, you can travel from Morocco.
Right. So what's the mission of your organization, CIEE, and why is their work so important in West Africa?
Our areas of intervention is immigration, entrepreneurship, and youth employment. We work to discourage risky and illegal migration. That is that's something it was very, very important for us, because we say that we agree that our brothers and sisters are facing a challenge in our country, but it doesn't mean that you are facing a lot of challenge, so you give your life to the sea, or you say that I can go and kill myself. So we raise awareness, public awareness. We let our brothers and sisters know that what you are facing, we know that is not fair, but you have to stay and resist. Stay in your country and resist against poverty. Stay in your country and resist against unemployment. Stay and resist against climate change. So that is what we are doing, and we are not only ask them to stay and stay like that. We train them also in entrepreneurship. If you find something, you can start a little business. If that, you can start feeding yourself and waiting. If you want to travel, you don't have anything against immigration, but we want that it must be a responsive and a legal immigration.
Right, and you've emphasized that point over and over again, and I love it, that the right path,
Yes.
the legal path,
Yes.
that's what you're pushing for, if it's necessary, because you can actually do some of these things
Yeah.
back home.
Yeah.
But you see, there are a lot of people in Nova Scotia who are listening and watching right now, and are probably not even, in tune with what you're talking about. They probably don't understand that people go through some of these very dangerous routes to just go abroad for whatever reasons. How can you let them understand the impact, the risks that are involved, and how can they better understand and be part of what you're doing back there?
It's very simple. You see people from West Africa, for example. It's not a question of Africa, because I always say that CU International is not an organization who will work only for Africa.
Right.
Our brothers and sisters who are in Mexico, Nicaragua, Ecuador, they are facing same challenge. They try to cross the desert to come to US. They try to cross the desert of Ecuador and come to Canada. So we are facing a same challenge. And if you see the report of International Organization for Migration, who belong to UN, you say that 2024 was the year who a lot of migrants lost their life.
Oh.
And they are above 8,000. But the report said that is just what they can say, because a lot of people who lost their life are not, you can not see them. Some of them disappear.
To tell the story, they are not alive to tell the stories, right?
Yes.
Of the things you go
through.
So
what I'm going to say is, if you see that 8,000 people are from Asia, some of them are from Africa, and some of them are from Europe. Just to say that is not a question who is not an issue
that is isolated, right?
Only Africa, like
right.
You say in introduction.
Right.
Lot of families in the world are facing this challenge. So they try to pass by. For example, in my country, people leave my country, they go to Benin. From Benin, they go to Niger. From Niger, the trafficker, I don't know if the word is good.
Yeah.
They take them from there in pickup. Then they say that we are going to Libya. And in the road, I'm sorry, most of them are raped. It can be men, it can be women. They are facing. In the road, if they are facing some challenge, for example, the car is not working good, they can say that we drop you here, then we go. They drop you in the desert.
The desert.
Yes, then they go. If they arrive there now in Libya, you have to work hard. All you have, like money, they collect it for you. Then from there now, they say that they will take boat. But it's not a boat like people can think, small boat that they put an engine inside, and a boat who can normally take like 10 person, they can put 100 person inside. Then on the sea, when you are going on the ocean, and the winter is not good, and they find that they can fall in the ocean, they will start put down the waste by doing what? They say, you are too big. Like you are bigger than, your waist can be high than for Bright. We are sorry, we are going to pull you down. They take you, they put you on the sea.
Bright.
Yes.
Are you telling me that for some people to stay alive when they're in the middle of the ocean, they have to let people out into the water?
Exactly.
This is horrifying.
Yeah. Because of the life of some people, they say that, okay, we are going to pull down like 5%. If they do that and they see that the situation has, they will continue to do same like that. And sometimes people are crying. But it's also sometimes if they saw the patrol of, it can be police on like navies, they try to guard the coast of ocean of Europe. When they see people like that, they can pull people down and they go. That's why we always say to the international government, like international community, that in the Europe Union and all the countries, that we are not going to solve this problem by repression. We are not going to solve this problem by attacking migrants on the sea or in desert. What we need to do is we have to put human being in the center of governance. We have to care about living. That is why we ask them to promote healthy and a fair immigration policy who care about human rights. Because if we think that we have to always make restriction, we are not allowed sometimes to, you don't have a, it's not, you don't have a mentality or a desire to immigrate.
I totally understand. Not everybody really want to go, but because of some of those things.
But
and
you
that's
go
why,
to the embassy to ask for visa, for example, visa. Me, I don't want to stay here in Canada.
Yeah, but Bright,
I'm
sorry to cut in. You know, we also have some issues that would have caused people to think of going. So it can't just be a blame on embassies on why they're not giving visas and stuff like that. What are some of those root causes? And I think I've touched that a little bit before the interview, that is causing people to move, because the blame is it's all over the place. It's with government, it's with agencies, with people, with culture. In your own case, you've been working with these people. Very briefly, what do you think is making people leave their countries to another person's land?
I don't have any intention to blame government of the West or the embassy. No.
Right.
Because they are just doing their work.
That's right.
And all we want is they respect human being. That's all. They are not the problem. They are not the one who push our brothers and sisters to leave our country. But those who, the problem that is the anger who push our brothers and sisters to leave is our governance. What kind of governance we have? We have problem of governance, problem of climate change, and problem of sometimes mentality. People think that in the West everything is perfect. What is not true. But the main problem, if we want our brothers and sisters to stay alive and stop traveling by the sea or immigrate, we have to see our governance.
Right. I mean, that message is very clear. The government has a role back home to make a conducive environment. People can stay and get them job and all those things. How does your organization come in? Like, what do you do to help this situation? To help people reduce thinking the other side is greener than where they are and staying back and doing all those things. What are you doing at your organization level?
Thank you. We raise awareness.
Awareness, okay.
Yes. Last time we were in University of Lome.
Okay.
When we talk to people, we talk to students, we talk to that if you want to immigrate, it's not bad things, but you don't need to take the bad way.
That's right.
You have to think. So we raise awareness to let people know that where you are going is not green, is not perfect. People are struggling there before to survive. It's the same that we are doing here, but here you think that you don't have opportunity. But what we have to know that we don't need to leave our country before to say that we are a successful person. We can stay in our country and work hard to change the situation.
Right, that's the awareness part of it. What other things do you guys do?
Yes, we advocate upon the government to change the living of people.
Right.
To care about human being, to care about citizens, to create opportunity of employment to them, to create opportunity of entrepreneurship to them. Sometimes you just start a small business, then you see a lot of taxes. You don't encourage people to, people say that I have to leave. That's what we are doing with government. We also ask the government to encourage people in agriculture. Because in Africa we have a lot of land, but we still import food from abroad. Yeah. But we can start something, and we ask people, we ask also government to not pushing people out.
That's a very, very, very smart point that you made there. But how do you want people in diaspora, brothers and sisters out here in the West, how do you want them to support your cause?
What we want from the diaspora, our brothers and sisters who are in diaspora, first is to communicate.
Communicate what?
They have to tell their brothers and sisters who are at home the reality of life here. Because what people are thinking, sometimes when they arrive here, they notice that, whoa, is not perfect like I was thinking. So when our brothers and sisters, we understand that people are struggling here. When we are maybe on bed, sleeping, you have to wake up very early here in the cold and go to work. But when maybe he give you $1,000 for your study, you say that I can use it like I want because here is green, he making a lot of money. We want diaspora to communicate. Right. And secondly, we want diaspora, despite what they can say about our country, home is home.
That's right.
Make they invest some of what they find here in our country, because you are not going to stay here all your life. Even if you stay here, you want to stay here all your life, here is not home.
That's right.
And as somebody who living in abroad, you know, if you are travel, you are abroad, no matter your statute, no matter who you are, no matter how the country is taking care of you, you lost something on your dignity.
So what other groups are you working with here? And what are the organizations since getting here? What have you done? And how are you going about sending this message around?
Yes, when I came here in Canada, Nova Scotia, we have met some community, like Sudanese community, where I hear a good story. I see somebody who take people from Libya to here because they are facing challenge there. He try and he take them to here legally. That one I appreciate. I also I will be an invite on Dalhousie University. Yes, Dalhousie University, where I will make presentation, talk about what we are doing, to let people who are here know what we are doing. I'll also take care of symposium of International Council for ACSC symposium, where I will be on panel where we will talk about Canada's strategy for Africa, a strategy who talk about development, because we think that with that strategy, if they come invest in development, they can help people to find something, you know, they will not be able to travel again.
Right. So from your perspective and looking at the power that the government has and big organizations, what do you want them to do differently to be able to change the course of things for you?
They have to care about living. If you want a better world, you have to put human being in the center of governance. If you are in the West and you think that there is injustice in some a country, some country, you don't have to support that. The cooperation that we want today is not the cooperation between government and government. We want cooperation between people and people.
Right.
Because government will pass, but people will remain.
Right.
That's what we want. Because sometimes we hear in radio, we saw in TV that these countries have invested these thousands of millions of dollars in our country, but when you go to the ground, you not see nothing. So what we want is we have to promote human rights, promote development, because if you think that it's not my country, so I can do whatever I want, people will struggle, pass by the sea, pass by the desert, and enter your country. And we don't want that, because enter illegally in some country, you don't know who is the person enter in your country. He can make trouble, but we need peace everywhere in the world.
Right. Bright, as we wrap up, people would like to know more about C, that's your organization, CIIEE. Tell us real quick in 30 seconds, and if you have any other thing to add there as we wrap up about your organization, where can they find you, what do you do, and what do you look forward to doing and achieving in the next couple, maybe year or two?
Yeah, like I was saying before, C International is an international organization that intervenes in the education. We educate people to know what they have to do before to travel. And we let them know that it's not a good thing to take a legal way. And I think Connecting to Africa, who brought me here to talk about the organization, because Connecting to Africa take people from here to come to Africa and know who is Africa, because most of the time people don't know Africa. So I think, and we have a member of the board of CU International here in Nova Scotia, who also work to receive people, because some people, sometimes you can enter legally in the country, but if you don't know what to do, you know it. So what we want from people of Canada and whatever in the world is to give it a little space. Sometimes the migrant you saw, people say they are criminal. They are not criminal. They are honest people. They have talent. They are value added. So if you see a migrant on your way, it just then maybe small information you need, help them to integrate your society. That is how we can build a peaceful world. And if you want to get involved with us, you are welcome. We have a country coordinator here who can take care of you and let you know more what we are doing. Those who want to have more information, they can go to the website or go to Google, just type CIIEE International, then you'll find everything about us.
That's very good, and I think we've done the needful to put out such an information, and you did a great job, by the way, educating us today on all that you do at CIIEE. Thank you so much, Mr. Fiaga, for coming to the show.
For me to be here. Thank
All
you.
right, so I have been talking to Bright Fiaga, who has been sharing with us vital work that they are doing at CIIEE. An important reminder that while irregular migration is a global issue, the solutions must begin at home, with education, opportunity, and international collaboration. Thank you for tuning in, and let's continue this important conversation and look for ways here and abroad to be part of the solution. Until I see you next time, it's been Community Update. Stay informed, stay connected, and I'll see you soon.